Let's start with the poem The Voice of Rain, written by Walt Whitman. First we'll talk about the poet, the Walt. The Walter Walt Whitman, who was born in May 31st, 1819, is widely considered to be the greatest and the most influential poet of United States has ever produced. Translated into more than 30 languages, he is said to have invented contemporary American literature as a genre. He is known for innovation in verse form, that is, the use of free verse in non-rhythmical lines. About the poem, let's have a small introduction of it. The poem is a dialogue between the poet and the rain, where calling itself the poem of earth. It explains its life cycle, rising from the sea and the land in vapor form. The raindrops fall back, giving the world itself from drought and setting dust all over. It stimulates the dormant seed to life, and by soaking the earth once again its head for a fresh life cycle, a parallel is drawn between music and rain. A short summary of The Voice of Rain. The Voice of Rain, celebrating the coming of rain, is a nature poem. Fascinated by spontaneity and the soothing effect of the rain, the poet asked it for an introduction. To his great surprise, the rain did introduce itself and called itself the poem of earth. It have a detailed account of its cyclic movement, unnoticed by the people around. The vapor rise as clouds from the womb of the earth and the unfathomable sea, taking non-distinct shapes. In spite of this transformation, this vapor turned to water basically remains the same. The rain falls from heaven. The rain falls from heaven above, like it's basically remained the same, and it falls from the heaven above, quenching the thirst of every single tiny particle and quelling the drought, helping in the germination. It strays life into the dormant seed. By drenching the earth, it prepares the ground for another cycle of life for itself. This incent process keeps on enhancing its beauty and purity over and over again. Towards the end of the poem, a parallel is drawn between the rain and the music. Just as the rain originates from the womb of the earth, music also emanates from the heart of the singer. Rain falling all over drenches everything, preparing to start another cycle. Music reverberates all over, irrespective whether someone listens to it or not. It echoes in the heart of the singer, exuding a sense of joy and satisfaction. Quite akin to each other, the rain and the music make the world more livable. The literary devices used in the poem, the first is personification. The word which has been personified is and, who, art, though. The poet has personified rain, and who art thou? He asks the rain. Next he describes the sound of the rain as the voice of the rain. The persona of the rain on several occasions refers to itself as I. Thus the poet has transformed rain into a living being, a powerful character. The metaphor is poem of earth. This is a powerful metaphor used by Walt Whitman to describe the poem. Poetry is creativity at its best. It is characterized by music and rhythm. It has the power to soothe, heal, regenerate, transform, and thrill. It is universal in appeal and eternal. All these qualities are there in the rain also. Thus, quite appropriately, the rain calls itself the poem of earth. The line of the poem mutters, and who art thou, said I to the soft falling shower, which, strange to tell, give me an answer as you. Here it means that the poet asks the rain to give its introduction and disclose its identity. Since the rain is phenomenon and not a person of flesh or blood, the poet does not expect any answer. The expression suggests that rain has a soothing effect. Its pit-pat rather than being jarring is welcome to the ear. Here it has been called soft falling shower. Rain being a natural phenomena and not a person could not have a dialogue with the poet. It could only be apprehended by rain. The delicacy of his emotional response and his sensibility made him comprehend its pattern and translate its sound in words for us. Next important line of the poem is that is, I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. Upward to heaven whence vaguely from forms the altogether changed and yet the same. The explanation of this part goes like this. The poet has made use of personification since he wants to converse with the rain. In order to know about it, his poetic sensibility makes him address the rain as a person. Hence, this device is used here. The rain says that due to evaporation, it incessantly keeps on rising from the land and the unfathomable sea into the sky, where it takes an indistinct shape of the clouds. The rain rises from the surface of the earth and ocean unperceived by the onlookers because of its vaporous nature. On losing its liquidity and turning into vapor, rain assumes a totally different look and character. Yet, since vapors are water, vapors and water are basically one and the same thing, and they can be transformed into each other. Rain calls the cloud altogether changed and yet